This is London with MarketHedge. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. In terms of the trades yesterday, you saw me enter into some hedges, some longs. I stacked them in three separate accounts. Each were stacked with 200,000 in terms of the margin available for the trades. Right now, we're at 27,000 on the specific trades, each account making about 9 grand. I wanted to bring you an update technically speaking, and I'll talk about the trades. I'll talk about what picked up, why I stacked the orders in terms of the overall exposure. This is London, former hedge fund owner, private, non-SEC, not financial advice. You'll see along this leaderboard here in terms of the active live trades, the three accounts that I spread those specific orders into each account. Now, let's look at what picked up out of the 60 orders that I dropped in, just to make sure I was covered in this range on Bitcoin. And in terms of never being overexposed, this hedge approach, stacking orders, getting the specific high leverage positions that I've wanted to create 27 grand in 24 hours. Let's just look at what did pick up. Out of the 65 orders, each account picked up 5 orders. So those 5 orders were, remember, $300 in margin, $400 in leverage. So we're about $1,500 to $2,000 in terms of the 5 positions. So, and that's spread across 3 different accounts. Now, it may seem like a lot to take in. The bottom line is, what is the rationale for me as I'm looking at a potential breakout? And if you've been watching the channel for a while, congratulations. The rationale is, well, we could have gone down to something like this, picked up a lot more orders. It's uncertain, right? And then popped through this level of resistance on this inverse head and shoulders with this left shoulder, that head, and the right shoulder. Also, clearly we have an ascending triangle with that ascending line of support. Now, the details are the following in terms of the rationale for will I take or will I let this roll? I'll let you know, and I mention this frequently, that the best traders that I know are trading between 40 to 50 trades a day, sometimes in excess of 70 or 80 trades a day. It's in that micro where you can really make a big difference if you know how to trade. We always recommend 100 rounds. And again, that's where you're completing high leverage, low margin in terms of your investment. Low margin trades until you become consistent. We call that 100 rounds. Once you achieve the ability to book any 5 trades at any specific time that you want throughout the day, man, you're ready to increase that margin just a bit. So that's what we would recommend if you're having trouble with consistency, is that 100 rounds. I want to shout out to all the VIP, and I am demonstrating a lot of this cross functionality with multi-account control on Bitcoin. What I'm going to, and on MarketHedge, what I'm going to say is on the 4 hourly right now, I would like some additional volatility. So we're in the money. I'm at $27,000, and you guys have been watching the accounts grow, and I'm just bringing you the trades. Bottom line, that's what I'm going to do, is bring you trades. They'll make money, great. Sometimes, guess what? They will burn through the account. Be prepared. It's high risk, high reward. You understand that. Never play with money that you don't have the ability, let's just say that, guys, to lose in the market. The best guys are able to throw in heavy-handed and have it just roll off their back. It has to be disposable. What I'm going to say on Bitcoin, what I'm looking on the 4 hourly right now, is a challenge for the bulls. It is essentially staring at me, telling me to take if I look at this RSI. Why? Because the bulls have underperformed the preceding, on the 4 hourly RSI, relative strength, preceding 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't want to call it 5, but this is at least the 5th time in a row that the bulls cannot get us into overbought turf. So we had a nice turnaround on the specific MACD on the 4 hourly. We had a nice turnaround on the specific daily MACD. We agree? Absolutely. What we have not had a specific turnaround on, and it's the load-bearing weighted pressure, I'm telling you, is the weekly MACD. You guys know this. This weekly MACD looks like it's trying to break even in negative turf. That's the problem that right now I see. I'm not going to call it quits, but as I see a designated RSI 4 hourly top line, which I've calculated from Wilder's RSI formula to provide me an on-chart price of RSI contact at the point of being overbought, I'll tell you the bulls are not performing due to the weight. I'd say in large part due to the weight of that MACD on the weekly. It's just not giving me enough personal volatility. It's leaving that key metric of the RSI being oversold, which is a great area generally to take, right? We like to take those swing trades from the lows to the highs, starting to guess in terms of, let's say, a swing trade from this low to the high. We're just starting to get into the guessing game, and we like to prevent that if and when at all possible in terms of, are we overbought enough? Well, let's stick to the basic metrics, the 30 to 70 in terms of oversold, overbought. Give us an asset that's going to perform well. That's all we're really asking for. I could go through some additional measurements and key metrics right now. Let's go through one more key focal here. And as I move this a little bit over to the side, hope everybody's having a great week so far. And we are heading into the weekend, so we'll include that a little bit in terms of our analysis here. Let's look at this inverse head and shoulders. You guys have got it. First of all, what have I defined here? An increase volatility equation. Always looking for those increased volatility equations. You know that from resistance to support. It's going to be carrying up by the bulls to resistance, bears engage along support. These are the ideal pickups that we want in the market. These are kind of the cut loose points you guys know along that level of resistance. I'm always looking for this expanding volatility, meaning we're looking at increased profits. Why? Because there's a bigger zone as we go lower. So it would have been great to break this bottom line, but we're happy with where we're at. Let's discuss the specific targets on the Fibonacci trend-based extensions. We're going to go ahead and click 1, click 2. We're going to drag across. Tell you, it would be nice to see, as a matter of fact, irrespective of whatever we're looking at, a hit into the 115,850, okay? 115,850 is going to be the 50% completion. What does that mean? 50% of the amplitude of this inverse head and shoulders. And again, that left shoulder, that head, that right shoulder, right? We're going to be looking at 50% of carry-up value is going to be more often than not where we're going to get to. It's just kind of the hallmark. It's going to be that trend over, let's say, a large data set. We look to at least hit that halfway point. So bulls are going to have to get it together on what that 4-hourly RSI, the momentum, the weekly is going to need to shift bottom line, and we're not going to make it up to the specific 50% completion or that 118,643. For now, I'm going to leave these trades in play, okay? We got a nice breakout. We didn't get as much of a pullback to get more of those longs engaged, but I'm going to leave the accounts. I'm going to see if Bitcoin can perform, and as we judge that, just understand, again, some of the best traders I know are often engaged in 20, 30, 40, guys, up to 70, 80 trades a day. So this is going to be an account where I'm going to bring you the overall bulk trades, position and pattern, larger trades. Just understand there is a lot more agility at the lower time frames. And if you guys are at that level, congratulations, keep it up, stay consistent. And I'll just tell you, as we roll into the weekend, let's get busy with Bitcoin. This next week could be a nice target completion week for us up to that 115,850 or that 116,643. Let's leave these accounts and see if we can get up to those levels with the understanding that you're going to be trading more likely on those lower time frames. Guys, it's London, former hedge fund owner, private, non-SEC, not financial advice. Remember, what you're looking at is MarketHedge.pro, and it is a unique solution. It is awesome, and I truly believe if you understand the dynamics in the market and how to trade, there is no way on this earth you would look at this and say, no, this doesn't make sense. I really believe that for those of you who are plugged into the market, this is it. And if you're there and you get it, congratulations. If not, I really recommend you spend a little bit more time watching some old videos until this clicks. And when it clicks, you're going to get it, guys. That's really what I believe about the top traders in the field. My personal opinion is that this is magic. This is where the lightning guy strikes and continues to strike. So this is London with MarketHedge. Let's go rest of the week with Bitcoin. You guys, congrats. If you grab that long and you're up and over in profit, and remember, when your screen turns green, remember, you've got a decision to make. Don't do everything based upon what I do. My risk exposure is, guys, through the roof. I'm looking for the highest risk, highest reward. And on that notion, I'm going to shout out to our partner, API partner, through which all these trades go through at a secured, registered, licensed exchange. Of course, the longest standing crypto exchange, BTCC, without which we would be nothing on MarketHedge.pro. Big hats off and shout out with a salute to the guys at BTCC. It's a pleasure being a development partner with you. And let's go Bitcoin. We got some room to cover. And in terms of a throwback, do not be surprised if we see from this first 23.6 some action back down to preceding level of resistance with a throwback and an attempt at a confirmation with a huge need for some momentum to the upside to swing in these larger targets to the 50% or that specific full target completion. Guys, it's London. Appreciate your time on a quick review here of the trades ongoing. And if you're making money, bravo. We'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.